the love we have for other souls that we're connected to, our soulmate, please God, if we have one, and if we're blessed to see it revealed. And we all do have soulmates. It's just a matter of seeing it revealed. And then we have the children, the family, the parents, whatever your situation is, your friends, the different circle of people you surround yourself with, positive sphere of influence. And right now online, we always ask you guys to share these classes global, to get the inspiration out there, to get the Emuna energy out there. And I always ask you to check out the links in the description. We've got Kimcha de Pesach, how you can donate, to partner with Pesach, to join us, to leave feedback, to share these links, to make it real, to make it have an effect on the sphere of influence you have online. Everyone has their influence. Everyone has their people that they're able to, thank God, on their WhatsApp group or in other places like we share on our WhatsApp group, you share on yours. Please God, make a little, smaller clips if you want. We give you permission. Do what's needed to be done to get Emuna global. Yeah, we need this energy out there. So once again, we say Mazel Tov to those who are able to build communities here like Shlomo Katz. He's a role model for us, and people who come back to Eretz Yisrael. Please God, there's a big feeling of return right now, and we're davening and praying that, please God, that the slaps that have been going on the last however months, not just with Will Smith, but just generally, globally, what's going on in Ukraine, and the slaps that happened for the last few years with Corona, and the slaps that happened to people financially and emotionally, and all these kind of difficult moments, we are able to feel the hug that's really behind it, that really there can be a connection, a hug, that we really have love for each other and unity together, and we know how to connect, we know how to communicate, to work on our communication. I was listening to so many things, so many different sources of inspiration are out there nowadays, and it's an opportunity for us to keep tuning ourselves into all those places. And even example, Joe Rogan, he had a guy on his podcast, I don't know, David Mammam, something like that, and he's a Yid, and he says on the podcast, I'm a Yid. He says publicly to the world, I'm a Yid. And even though he obviously, he's been in the world and he's been successful and he's written films and movies and he's a script writer and he's done all kinds of different projects in the world, but yet he's still, bottom line, he says on the video, I'm a Yid, on the podcast, I'm a Yid. And it's amazing to see a soul that's sitting in that place, and he's telling over that the key to the creation is gratitude, the key to the world, the key to all the political challenges is the aspect of gratitude, like Rav Orish teaches, and the Thank You Hashem organizations teach, the idea of thanking Hashem, of just having gratitude, meter of gratitude, that's what's going to help the world. And also to have respect for other people, not do to one another that wouldn't, as Hillel says, not to do to someone that they wouldn't want done to yourself, to love other people, and that's the Cloud God or B'Torah. That's the big rule, the big guiding post for us, for all the generations, especially during Sphira days, which we're going to have during the 49 days leading up to Shavuos, that we have to remember the mitzvah of Ahavta Recha Kamocha, Avos Yisrael, and that is the big campaign Rav Orish pushed, so that we shouldn't have another Lag BaOmer like it was last year, the Moron that was last year, and we'll talk about it during the Sphira days. The idea that we have to have love, we have to connect to each other, no more slapping each other, we have to be hugging each other. This is the kind of energy that we need to change the world, to make the world a better place, as people sing about all over the place, but we have to really bring it into real time through how we connect. So if you guys reach out to me, I'm happy to connect. I'm happy to give you a hug online as best I could, as we always call it, virtual hugs. One of my friends, Jeff Palver, we were on his community, and he always talking about virtual hugs. We're giving virtual hugs to each other in this generation, and we're getting close to a time where our families more than ever need hugs, need love, need connection. Today I was, for me, it's Mesiras Nefesh. I was able to, thank God, get everyone a nice big takeaway, so everyone could have what they need before the hug. So we should eat well before Pesach. We shouldn't suffer every time Pesach comes. Erev Pesach, people have to suffer. There's no reason. There's no reason to go through Mitzrayim literally and eating and drinking before the hug of Pesach. People need to eat, so you need to make sure that you're helping other people. They should have what they need, and they should be able to eat properly. And that's the kind of mindset we need to have, that we need to go into the hug with a loving, hugging energy. That's the focus I want you guys to get from this class, that we shouldn't be, God forbid, slapping anyone in our life. We shouldn't be, God forbid, reacting to emotional issues. We've got emotional issues, go talk to someone, work it through, develop your relationship with Hashem. If you've got toxic people in your life who are triggering you, make the right boundaries, understand the different rules and of conduct. I was listening to another podcast, one of my guy friends I came across through Nissan Black, a guy called Chucky online. I don't know if anyone should go check him out, but I enjoy it personally once in a while. It's from England, so it's that North London kind of vibe, and he talks about this whole story that happened, and he says very clearly that, you know, like you just don't do that, you know. And if you have a person in your life so toxic, you know, you have to sort that out. You can't just carry on, you know, going around sapping and getting away with it. There needs to be some sort of responsibility for people's actions and how they conduct them, especially when they're so public and they're so popular. And there has to be certain, like, you know, boundaries and rules and guidance and consequences. And the world can't just be this crazy place where you can just go beat someone up for saying something. Like, it just doesn't, it's not what life's about. So we need to make sure that we're tuning into the true ahava, the true love that exists in creation, exists within ourselves, exists within humanity, and that we can make a joke, but we can do it in a way that's respectful, as we learn from the Torah Kadosha. For people would know, the really only kind of humor that you know, to mizalzel something is only in avodah zarah, only in things that take us away from our oneness, from our unity, from unification. So we make fun of that kind of stuff, that's okay. But to make fun of people or all kinds of this whole mentality that's become so common nowadays, and I know that won't be so popular for people who are comedians or like enjoy a good roast of people, but you know, and maybe if you're in a situation where you're accepting it or you've already agreed to it, but just to do it, whatever. These are all. This is not our way. Our way is to sit, Baruch Hashem, together, say the night, and teach Emuna to come closer to Hashem Yisbarach. And with that foundation, that should affect how we act, as Rav Orish so beautifully taught in one of the little clips we just put up. Check them out, the reels on Instagram. We put up a beautiful clip there about how Emuna affects everything. Emuna affects how we behave, affects how we think, affects our simcha, our joy. It affects our relationships, affects our business. The more Emuna we have, and that's why we should keep asking for Hashem during Pesach specifically. One of the things I would ask you to ask when you're screaming out, Saka to Hashem, and the heavens open up on Seder night. Scream out, give me Emuna, give my children Emuna, give my wife Emuna. Please give us all Emuna, give the Emuna channel the ability to go global, give us the ability to influence the world to a better place so the world has more relationship with their true essence and their true purpose and their true reason to live. And this is the kind of energy we put out in the world. So anyway, I wish you all a wonderful hug of Pesach. Thank you for joining us. Check out the links. Remember, the week of Pesach is connected to the sphere of chesed, of kindness. This is a time to show love, a hug, to give that right arm, that feeling of bringing close people and bringing close ourselves, to give love to ourselves, to love to our family. This is the kind of energy that we should be sharing and developing together. I appreciate for you watching. Share some feedback. Make these classes bigger than they already are on our platform. Spread it out in a way that the message of Pesach, of love, of real love, of hugs and connection, obviously everything in the right time, in the right way, should go global. And that's what we need for this Seder night. We need to feel the unity of humanity, the unity of soul, the unity of our purpose in this world. We will have a unified purpose to bring divinity into the world, to bring kindness into the world, to bring love into the world, to bring truth into the world, to be people of truth, to be role models to our family, to our friends, to our loved ones, to bring shepherd, to bring abundance, to think with abundance, to realize that Hashem, our Creator, is pouring abundance on us. He's protecting us, surrounding us with this love of protection, of goodness. And that's what we're going to have the strength and the power to go through everything we need to go through with love, and to skip over and dance, to have the energy and the joy, like Pesach means dialogue, to jump levels, to reach new levels of understandings, new levels of awareness, new levels of growth, to be able to conquer all our difficulties, conquer all our challenges, all our addictions, to overcome them all, to come to oneness with our family and friends, to realize we have this power. It's real. This is the most real thing there is. Everything else is fantasy, is not true. The true reality is that we are souls, and we have a purpose, and we have a oneness with that creation, and a oneness to be able to bring out the sparks in everything we do, wherever we go. So join us weekly, partner with Emunalive.com, make all this real in this world, so this world can become a place of goodness. And please God, I'll be joining you. Please God. I don't know who the guests will be after Pesach, but we had a wonderful guest, Aaron Levy, this week. You can check out that class. Beautiful music. We had a lot of Hallel, songs of Hallel, praise. Check it out. Enjoy it. I don't know if there's anything else I missed out. Please God, we'll get to it in another class, and I ask forgiveness for anyone if with the change of time or anything like that affects anybody out there. But I know that you guys appreciate these classes. I know that you appreciate what we're doing on our Brez Love platforms, and we're going to keep them growing, please God, and keep collaborating, keep joining, keep growing in a way that is bringing the please God, the Gula Shlema, the final redemption. That's